Jabari, not the result that you guys wanted against the Warriors, but what an incredible fourth quarter. What from that game can you take into tonight?
Just try to keep that same intensity, same energy we had when we was down in the fourth quarter to the beginning of the game, to the end of the game. You know what I'm saying? We got to put together a full game. We're still working to do that, and we have it. It's in us. You know what I'm saying? We just got to trust our game plan, trust who we are, and just be who we are.
On November 4th, one night ahead of the 2024 U.S. election, the Houston Rockets welcomed the New York Knicks into Toyota Center for the 7th game of their season and 4th at home.
From the Toyota Center in America's Space City Home Network presents Houston Rockets basketball. And tonight, the 3-3 Rockets battle the 3-2 New York Knicks.
And it's not a great crowd early. As we said, there's a ton of Knick fans. We've seen that all over the place. But there's been jerseys from Clyde Frazier to Patrick Ewing to Charles Oakley to Carmelo Anthony, Julius Randle, Jeremy Lin. I mean, all those different jerseys here. And, of course, there are a ton of Jalen Brunson jerseys and a lot of Towns jerseys as well from the crowd here in Houston.
Attendance dipped to 16,417 after the first 3 home contests attracted crowds of 18,055.
It is a unique night on the NBA schedule here tonight as every team in the league is action. The league is off tomorrow. If you haven't done so already, to get out and exercise your right as an American citizen and vote.
The lower bowl was typically slow to fill up. Fans gradually arriving to their seats throughout the first quarter has become the norm throughout the years. The late arrivals and unattended seats in Toyota Center have been attributed to a large number of these tickets being sold to companies who don't always make use of them. Tonight, a discernible and vocal scattering of Knicks fans were in attendance. Away fans hijacking the atmosphere wasn't an uncommon phenomenon at Houston basketball games.
Rockets NBA, all right!
The Boston crowd is a traditional crowd. They've been coming here, they know the players, they know all the nuances, how to help their team get up, how to maybe get on the referees a little bit. In Houston, we won't have quite that kind of a crowd, and in fact, we'll have a couple thousand, maybe 3,000 Celtic fans who have pioneered their way down to Houston.
Engagement with basketball has always been a complicated issue in the city of Houston. The main reason usually cited for the city's apparent lack of enthusiasm for the sport is its deeply embedded love of football. However, there have also been historical organizational failings to promote, structure and invest in the city's basketball teams. In 1969, the first professional basketball team to call the city of Houston its home, the Mavericks of the ABA, closed their doors after just 2 seasons due to poor fan attendance and a lack of profits. 2 years later, the NBA moved the San Diego Rockets and hometown legend Elvin Hayes to Houston. But the new team also struggled to draw the crowds early on due to a number of issues.
They really didn't have a place to call their home court. They played at the Astro Hall, the Astrodome. They played games in Waco, El Paso, San Antonio.
The NBA's new look began when the San Diego Rockets moved to Houston. Rookie Mike Newlin and Cliff Mealy are aiding Houston's cause. But the real surprise has been the 17-point average of Rudy Tomjanovich, who averaged only 5 points a game as a rookie a year ago.
Sophie and I were ready to leave the house. I bent down to push the button to shut the TV off, and a bulletin came on. The San Diego Rockets have been sold to a group of owners in Houston, Texas. And I was like, my God, Texas is football country. What are we going to be doing down there?
We had a marketing job as well as a playing job, and it was arduous and taxing and took a while before we gained the consciousness of football people here in Houston.
Next winter, former coach of Kansas State came to Houston, and his first change was to move the Big E, Elvin Hayes, to a higher post, hoping to get more team movement. And it worked.
The Big E clashed with head coach Tex Winter and demanded a trade after just one season in Houston. 2 years later, the Rockets' attendance had plummeted to a historical franchise low of just 3,855 fans per game.
We were doing a autograph signing, and I'm not getting any people to come up. Finally, I see this little old lady approaching me, and she sees the sign Houston Rockets, and she just says, "Oh my God, I love you guys. You guys are so special." I come around the table, and she looks up to me and said, "My God, you're so tall. How do you fit in those spaceships?" You know, she thought we were with NASA. She thought I was an astronaut, didn't know anything about the Houston Rockets.
In the late 70s and early 80s, the NBA grew in popularity due to its merger with the ABA and the arrival of rookies Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. This coincided with the Houston Rockets becoming a truly competitive basketball team after a decade of finding their feet in the league.
Look at that. There's a former broadcaster. 111-98, 312 to play. Did you see that guy?
In 1980, they achieved their highest attendance as a franchise to date, averaging 10,072 fans per game.
Well, we didn't think they'd make it this far, truthfully, but now that they have, we're really behind them.
After the team traded away two-time MVP Moses Malone, attendance once again dipped, just as it had in 1974 after the previous star of the franchise, the Big E, left for Washington. The trend predictably continued this way. Attendance to games would rise and fall with the success of the franchise. The peaks that the Rockets achieve on the court, however, are rarely matched by numbers in the stands.
Live at 6:30, jump for your new Houston Rockets as they blast off to Philadelphia to take on the 76ers. The Twin Towers, Akeem and Ralph, shoot it out against Dr. J and Moses Malone.
If you think the Rockets fans don't have the fever, think again. Anyone who would sit, much less stand in the afternoon sun today, has to be feverish. But that's exactly what several dozen of the faithful are doing. They have set up chaise lounges, lawn chairs, and whatever. The Rockets' first home game, June 1st, already is sold out, and these people will have to wait until 2 o'clock Sunday morning until they can get tickets to Game 4.
The next 10 hours is going to be hectic, because if they don't get any law and order out here, it's going to be kind of wild. It's going to be, got to wait and see what's going to happen.
Even during their successful eras, the team usually only reached the middle of the pack in overall attendance comparative to other franchises. When they bottom out after losing superstar players, their crowd numbers are among the worst in the entire league.
With the first pick, the Houston Rockets select Yao Ming from Shanghai, China.
All right, you heard the players ready, Nation. Let's go!
Despite being the first franchise in the state of Texas, the Houston Rockets have struggled to garner the local support that the cities of San Antonio and Dallas have shown for their franchises. Over the past 10 years, both have higher in-game attendance than the Rockets. Dallas attracts the second largest crowds in the entire league, and San Antonio, while only being marginally better attended than the Rockets, does so with a significantly lower population than that of Houston.
What's your message to Rockets fans this year?
Stay tuned, stay excited, stay with us. I mean, it's a rebuild. Just believe in the process, believe in the people that we have here. We're going to come here, work hard, and hopefully that this year, next year, the year after that, we're just going to take off. So just stay patient with us.
In Stephen Silas' final season as head coach, the team ranked 28th overall in attendance. During Ime Udoka's first season, they rose to 22nd overall.
Going to Adams, had it deflected, now finds Amen Thompson.
Just like right now, the energy from the Rockets, they look aware and probably frustrated from that last game.
Now that Phase 2 was fully underway, Tillman Fertitta was hoping that his team's performance, both on the court and in the ticket booth, were going to continue on an upward trajectory.
For Green, ends up losing and slams it down. Nasty. Şengün behind the back. Now to Shepard in rhythm. Up until the point these two teams met in that controversial Rockets win last February, the Knicks have beaten the Rockets 8 straight times. Prior to that, the Rockets had beaten them 8 straight times and 27 times in 29 overall games as Dylan Brooks makes his second. Rockets lead by 15, their biggest lead. A chance of the three-point play here for Anunoby as the Knicks look to end this first half strong. They've scored 10 straight points. So that'll do it. The Rockets, everything was going their way. They were up by 15, but New York able to end the first half on a 10-0 run.
Fred VanVleet and Alperen Sengun got the Rockets rolling on offense early in the first half as Dylan Brooks' pestering defense limited Karl Anthony Towns to an inefficient shooting half. After surrendering the lead, Houston came out of the locker room strong and once again pulled ahead behind the Alpi and Fred two-man game.
2 on VanVleet to Brooks up top. The 3 is good. But the Rockets are running out of time on this possession. Şengün catches it 25 feet away. And that's a way out there 3 by Fred VanVleet. The heave, the hope, and the 3 points.
See Amen Thompson trying to use his length and got to stay down and be disciplined when you're playing against Brunson.
He was that time, now switches up on Anunoby. Forces him into a tough turnaround.
As the second half progressed, Amen Thompson and Tari eased up their defensive intensity as New York mounted another comeback attempt.
And again, the Rockets lead is only 3. Foul line jumper, Shepard. Again, deep into the shot clock, off the pick to Şengün, to Thompson. 1-point game.
Taking too long to post Şengün. Got to get that ball inside sooner.
One-on-one Towns. Hook shot again in the lane. Rolls through.
Now OG's going to get a crack at Şengün here.
Goes baseline. He gave him the baseline. VanVleet to Thompson. Back out to Green. The 3. Good! His first of the game and a timely one at that. So another opportunity for the Knicks to tie it up. They have been within 1.
Stay disciplined.
Turnaround. Brunson, no, off the back of the heel. Rip and run for Green. To Tari Eason. Reverse layup. Amen. The ball fake and then the two-handed stuff.
That was pretty. He's so good. You know, Amen Thompson just has unbelievable instincts. Amen's length is bothering Brunson.
Short. Green work around the Van Vliet screen. Brunson stays in front, pulls back, shoots the three. Hits it! Well, every baseball team needs someone to get 3 outs in the ninth. Every basketball team needs someone to get buckets in the last 5 minutes. And for the Houston Rockets this season, that's been Jalen Green. Brunson, the inbounder, into Towns, back to him. Working on Tari Eason. Goes glass. Rebound Green.
That's why you keep Tari and a man on Cat and Brunson, so you can switch and you don't mind leaving them in the post. You know, Şengün in the second half, look at him, man. He's all over Brunson, man.
And then Green steals it away, and the Rockets should be able to ice this thing down, and they will with the dunk as they beat New York for the second time in a row here at Toyota Center.
CBS News now projects that Donald Trump is the winner in Wisconsin. That gives him the number of electoral votes he needs to become the 47th president of the United States.
This is the third meeting in 12 days between the Rockets and the Spurs, and they also played the preseason. So it's like a playoff series. These two teams have seen each other a lot early on, and that tends to gain some animosity as the games go along. Here's Van Vliet, slips by CP3, gets to the rim, lays it up and in. A hop, a skip, a lean, a lay, and a score for Dylan Brooks. The skip, the great on Wemby, tried to dunk it on him, and he blocked the shot at the rim.
Get an A for effort there. You got to try him. Oh, God, come on, you got to make that call. That's ridiculous.
4-3, Fred Van Vliet. His first, the Rockets' first, all Houston to start this ball game. Touchdown pass and the dunk. Timeout San Antonio.
C.J. Stroud will be proud of that one.
By their 8th game of the season, and 3rd against San Antonio, the Rockets were looking like a well-oiled machine on both ends of the floor.
There's a lot of syllables out there with Mahmoud Kelishvili and Wembanyama. A lot of syllables. As Jalen Green got there, that time Wemby could not block the shot.
People get you now, crazy.
Over Wembanyama, another three.
Again, now the Rockets defense is rolling. The offense is getting confident, Craig.
They blew out Wembanyama and the Spurs by 27, leading the game from beginning to end and winning in convincing fashion.
Fred Van Vliet was awesome. Best game this season. Şengün, everybody who played tonight has contributed. It'll be a wire-to-wire win for the Rockets. They've had a couple of those, but in those in Dallas and San Antonio, both teams crept back into the game. Tonight, the Spurs did not creep back into this game.